The many faces of Hera, goddess of love, marriage, and motherhood. Though she is best known as the wife of Zeus and the queen of the gods, Hera's role in Greek mythology is complex and often contradictory. She is simultaneously the goddess of love and marriage and the goddess of childbirth and motherhood, but she is also frequently jealous and vengeful. Hera is a complex figure, and understanding her requires understanding the various ways in which the ancient Greeks conceptualized her. Hera is one of the oldest goddesses in Greek mythology. She first appears in the Iliad, where she is primarily concerned with defending the interests of her husband, Zeus. Though her role in the Iliad is primarily passive, Hera is nevertheless a powerful presence. She is regularly invoked by Zeus as an example of the ideal wife, and her role as the goddess of marriage is established early on. Hera's role as the goddess of motherhood is less well known but no less important. In the Odyssey, Hera protects Odysseus's wife Penelope from the suitors who are vying for her hand. She also takes an active role in the birth of Heracles, interceding on behalf of his mother when it becomes clear that he will. Who was Hera? Hera was one of the most important goddesses of the Greek pantheon. She was the goddess of love, marriage, and motherhood. She was also the queen of the gods. Hera was the wife of Zeus, the king of the gods. Hera was a beautiful goddess. She was often depicted as a woman with golden hair. She was also sometimes shown as a cow. Hera was a very jealous goddess. She was always trying to stop Zeus from cheating on her. She also didn't like it when Zeus had children with other women. Hera was a very powerful goddess. She was able to control the weather and could make things happen with just a thought. Hera was a loving goddess. She cherished her husband and children. She was always there for her family when they needed her. Hera's domains in Greek mythology. Hera was the goddess of love, marriage, and motherhood. She was the wife and sister of Zeus, and was the queen of the Olympian gods. Hera was known for her jealousy and her revengeful nature. Hera was the daughter of Cronus and Rhea, and the sister of Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Demeanor, and Hestia. She was born on the island of Samos, and was married to Zeus. Hera was the mother of Ares, Hebe, and Hephaestus. Hera was the protector of marriage and the goddess of women. She was also the goddess of childbirth, and was often invoked by women during labor. Hera was the patron goddess of Athens, and was worshipped as a goddess of fertility. Hera was often portrayed as a beautiful woman with golden hair. She was also sometimes shown with a cow's head, or with a peacock. Hera was also associated with the cuckoo, and was sometimes referred to as the cow-eyed goddess. Hera's many faces. Hera is known for being the goddess of love, marriage, and motherhood, but she is also known for her many other roles. Hera is the daughter of Cronus and Rhea, making her the sister of Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Demeter, and Hestia. She is also the wife of Zeus, making her the queen of Olympus. Hera is known for her beauty, as well as her jealous and vengeful nature. She is often depicted with a crown of flowers or with a peacock. Hera is also the patroness of marriage and childbirth. So, while Hera is most commonly associated with love, marriage, and motherhood, she is also a complex goddess with many other facets to her personality. Hera as the goddess of love. Though best known as the queen of the gods and the protector of marriage, Hera was also worshipped as a goddess of love. In some stories, she is portrayed as a jealous and vengeful goddess, but in others she is a loving and supportive wife. Hera is first mentioned in Homer's Iliad as the wife of Zeus and the mother of Ares. She is often described as a beautiful woman with golden hair. Hera is also known for her support of Zeus during his battle with the Titans. Hera is also featured prominently in several love stories. In one story, she is the jealous wife of Zeus who punishes the lovers Io and Zeus. In another story, she helps the lovers Heracles and Megara find happiness together. Though she is mostly associated with marriage and motherhood, Hera is also a goddess of love. She represents the ideal of a loving and faithful wife, and her stories show that she is capable of great love and compassion. Hera is a complex goddess who embodies many different aspects of love, Hera as the goddess of marriage in Greek mythology. Hera was the goddess of marriage and women. She was the wife of Zeus and the queen of Mount Olympus. Hera was also the goddess of fertility and childbirth. She was the protector of marriage and the family. Hera was the daughter of Cronus and Rhea. Her Roman equivalent was Juno. Hera was the most beautiful of the goddesses. She was also the most jealous and vengeful. Hera was always trying to revenge herself on Zeus's many lovers and their children. She was especially jealous of Zeus's wife and queen, Hera. Hera was always trying to make Zeus's life difficult. She would often punish Zeus's lovers and their children. Hera was also the goddess of marriage. She was the protector of marriage and the family. Hera was the one who blessed the marriage of Zeus and Hera. She was the one who blessed the marriage of Peleus and Thetis. She was also the one who blessed the marriage of Hector and Andromache. Hera was the goddess of childbirth. She helped to deliver the baby Zeus. She also helped to deliver the baby Apollo. Hera was also the goddess of healing. She helped to heal the wounded and the sick. Hera was a very important goddess in the Greek pantheon. She was the goddess of marriage, fertility, and childbirth. She was also the goddess of healing. Hera was the wife of Zeus and the queen of Mount Olympus. Hera as the goddess of motherhood. Hera is known as the goddess of motherhood for her role in protecting and nurturing children and mothers. She was often worshipped by pregnant women and new mothers, who would offer prayers and gifts to Hera in the hope that she would grant them safe childbirth and fertile offspring. Hera was also associated with the protection of animals, particularly cows and sheep, which were seen as symbols of motherhood. Hera's role as the goddess of motherhood was often portrayed in art and literature. One of the most famous examples is the painting The Birth of Venus by Sandro Botticelli, which shows Hera, surrounded by other gods and goddesses, all of whom are helping to bring the newborn Venus into the world. Hera's power as the goddess of motherhood was not just limited to human beings. In Greek mythology, she was also known for helping the animal kingdom. For example, when Zeus was angry with the Ces, he transformed them into hideous monsters. Hera intervened and turned them back into their original form. She also saved the life of a baby calf who had been abandoned by its mother. In another story, Hera prevented a motherless lamb from being eaten by a wolf. There are many stories that attest to Hera's role as the protector of motherhood. Her power and influence over the lives of children and mothers was immense. She was a force to be reckoned with, and her worshippers were often rewarded with her blessing and protection. Hera's legacy. Though she was primarily known as the goddess of love, marriage, and motherhood, Hera had many other aspects to her legacy. She was also known as the protector of women, the patron of heroes, and the goddess of the sky. Hera was one of the most important and well-known goddesses in Greek mythology, and her legacy has lived on through the ages. Hera was the wife of Zeus, the king of the gods, and the queen of Mount Olympus. She was often portrayed as a beautiful woman with a golden crown and a flowing white dress. Hera was said to be very jealous and often vengeful towards Zeus's mortal lovers and their children. Though she was married to Zeus, Hera was not always faithful to him. She had numerous affairs with mortal men, and it was said that her favorite lover was Hercules. Hera was the mother of several gods and goddesses, including Ares, Hephaestus, and Hebe. She was also a stepmother to Zeus's children from his previous marriages. Hera was said to be a loving and caring mother, but she could also be fiercely protective. She was known to intervene on behalf of her children when they were in danger or in need. Hera was one of the most important goddesses in Greek mythology, and her legacy has lived on through the ages. She was a powerful symbol of femininity, strength, and loyalty. Hera was a goddess that many people could relate to, and she is still revered by many today. Hera is one of the most important goddesses in Greek mythology. She is the goddess of love, marriage, and motherhood. She is also the queen of the gods. Hera is a complex goddess with many different aspects. She can be loving and caring, but also jealous and vengeful. Hera is an important figure in Greek mythology, and her many faces make her an intriguing and important goddess.